At ease. It's your boy Soul Immortal. Guys, when we really think about it, if we remove the days we go to service, if we remove the ways we pray, if we remove several of the ceremonial things that we participate in, we pretty much all can agree that we're all looking toward the same source for our information, for our guidance, right? Now, the thing is this, we'll acknowledge this source for 20, 30, 40 years of our life, but the moment an issue comes up, we'll let fear sink in. You know what I'm saying? Now, fear is the quickest way to just paralyze any progress. Fear is the quickest way to send a man in reverse as far as his progress in life, right? But the thing is, we have to understand that fear is not real. So today, man, I want to talk about fear. Do we believe the illusion? Let's talk about it. So a few weeks ago, I took my son out to a place called Dreamscapes, right? And if any of you are familiar with Dreamscapes, it's like going to a movie theater, right? But it's virtual reality, right? So you go, you look on your phone, you pick which adventure you want to choose, and you go, right? So we showed up, and it's only 6 people per event. So we're in a small room. It's 6 people in the room. And there's another family on the other side. And we're putting this gear on. We're all fully aware of what's going on. We're putting this stuff on our hands, these sensors on our shoes. We put these backpacks on and getting ready to goggle up, right? So, we walk in this small room, we goggle up, they cut the lights off and cut these other special lights on. And brother, we're looking at each other, man, and we're avatars. The avatar that you created was who you were. And you can look around and you see all the people in there, man. It's one of the coolest things I've ever seen. It's like being in a video game, right? So the adventure starts, and man, they have torches in there. You can feel heat. You can see way off in the jungle and planes or flying by. Long story short, man, we got on a rocky road and got in some kind of vehicle, and we're riding. We're experiencing the adventure. You can feel wind, rain is hitting you. And this lady is just over there freaking out from the other family, man. She's just over there, screaming like crazy, right? And I'm enjoying myself, but at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, I said, this lady was just in the same room as I was, strapping up. Although this seems real, I said, she knows deep down that this is just an illusion. And she's just freaking out the whole time, man, right? So I was thinking about that and just how it relates to life. Because it's the exact same thing, guys. Before we were here on planet Earth, we were somewhere else before, right? So subconsciously, we all know that this is an illusion. But somehow during the transition, we just forgot, you know what I'm saying? And just like, when I took my son to Dreamscapes, you had people behind the scenes pulling strings and swapping things around. It's just like that in this world. You have, those that be, right, whoever they are, in position, and they're pulling strings and they're moving things around, in ways such as saying that the economy is collapsing. There are people on this planet that we have never heard of, will never see, and will never hear of, that have the ability to instigate war, that have the ability to swing economic situations, that have the ability to have or to cause housing markets to crash. You know what I'm saying? And the only things these people are able to do is pull strings. Because you have to understand, guys, that again, it's an illusion. So anything that we see happening outside of our bodies, we can't take it as real. And this is how it works, right? See, these people, are fully aware that they have no control over us. The only way that anybody can control whether a man is in a fear state or not is to plant a seed in his mind, right? And it all goes back to, what you listen to in television and any other form of propaganda. It's all a seed. It's all a seed. Again, no entity on this earth has any ability to change any man's situation on this planet unless he plants a seed and gets it in his mind. You have to know that every single second of information that comes out of your television, you have to understand that every lyric that comes out of your radio stations, right, has a purpose behind it. Because, think about when you're watching television, every time a commercial comes on, they're talking about, are you feeling these symptoms of mesothelioma, or do you have cancer in your family and all this stuff? Guys, I'm telling you, these are seeds being planted. Don't listen to that stuff. It's getting so deep in your subconscious that you're not even aware of it. But I guarantee you that more disease is being created through television and radio than any other source. I guarantee it. I briefly remember the Bible stating something like, don't fear the man that's able to, take food away from you, to, take you out of your home, or XYZ, right? Don't fear that man, because that's an illusion, right? He says only fear him that can affect your soul. You know what I'm saying? Also, it said that no weapon can be formed against you. So all these diseases, all these, inventions of war, they can't affect the man that's aware. So guys, just remember that this whole thing is an illusion. So how do we conquer this whole, defeating fear thing, The main thing and the only thing really is just becoming aware. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to propaganda, when it comes to any form of mind control coming through your radio or television, you have to understand that this is where stereotypes are being created. You have to understand that this is where what's acceptable in relationships are created. Because if you're watching television shows and the husband is always cheating and the woman is always cheating, in your subconscious, it makes it acceptable. This is where, what success looks like is created. If you're watching television shows or movies, let's say if you don't live in this type neighborhood or on this side of the tracks or drive this kind of car or go to this kind of school or work for this company, then you're not successful. You begin to buy into that. And not having those things creates lack. It creates fear. And I'm telling you that's just the beginning of your downhill travels. In one of my favorite books, The Master Key System, we just spoke about this. It says, it is often true that conditions of fear, worry, poverty, disease, inharmony, and evils of all kinds dominate us by reasons of false suggestions accepted by the unguarded subconscious mind. All this, the trained conscious mind can entirely prevent by its vigilant protective action. It may probably be called the watchman at the gate of the great subconscious domain. In another one of my books that I always talk about, Outwitting the Devil, when Napoleon Hill asked that entity about propaganda, he was like, if propaganda is so powerful, like why don't you use propaganda, to send fear to the people? And the response was, what is fear of the devil except propaganda? You have not observed my technique very carefully, or you would have seen that I am the world's greatest propagandist. I never attain an end by direct, open means, which I can achieve through subterfuge and subtlety. What do you suppose I'm using when I plant negative ideas in the minds of men and gain control of them through what they believe to be their own ideas? What would you call that except the cleverest of all forms of propaganda? Again, guys, we have to understand that fear is only an illusion. And I'm not saying that fear is not real, but fear is only of this world. And the thing is, we are not of this world. Again, it's only a projection of the world that we're from. So fear has to be in place to affect us. It has to be planted because it's only effective in this world. You know, it goes back to when we were little kids, you know, being scared of the dark. You know, it's not that we were scared of the dark. It was just a play on our minds of being scared of the unknown. Stories about the boogeyman and movies like Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street. Yes, they were entertaining, but guys, they were planting seeds in us a long time ago. A lot of fears that we have today, we have no idea where they came from. It could have been from a cartoon 30 years ago, or it could have just been from something that was planted in you in your school curriculum. That's why I say it's important that we all remain aware, because at the end of the day, it's not real. You know, just like the lady that was, in this small room with these, VR glasses on, screaming and shaking and crying out just 5 minutes after she left the room where we got dressed. That's how we're looking. We're in a world that we're in full control of. We're seeing each other as avatars, and we have full capabilities to manipulate and control this world to play out just like we want to. Again, it's not real. We'll be talking more about this in my next few videos. It's your boy Soul Immortal, and I'm out.
Eddie!